State Line Records is teaming up with Generation Exit Records and 31 Records to kick off the summer with one of the hottest splits of 2025. Experience the raw power of Generation Exit's newest EP, Stay Alive. And with all the fury of Mark Lind and the Unloves, The Oncoming Storm. On June 6th, Austin meets Boston to scorch the earth when these two juggernauts collide. Pre-order the 12-inch vinyl now at StatelineRecords.com and prepare yourself to stay alive for The Oncoming Storm with Generation Exit and Mark Lind and the Unloved.
Hey, this is Rev from the Drowns, and if you still believe in rock and roll, then keep the dial set here at the Struggling Artist Podcast.
You're listening to the Struggling Artist Podcast.
People need to be entertained. They need the distraction.
With your host, Trev Allen.
I wish to God that somebody would do something to block out the voices in my head for 5 minutes.
Of course you did that. The moment we start recording, Chris drops something. Oh, hello. Welcome to the Struggling Artist Turntable for June of 2025. This is the 350th episode of the Struggling Artist Podcast. Yeah. So we're doing things a little bit different. Of course, we're doing things a little bit different because I'm just a shitbag who went to Pooza Fest last weekend and I couldn't get my shit together all week. So
We should have coordinated a beer to be drinking all together. Or
oh man, that would have been good.
celebratory.
That would have been good. But yeah, so with me today, Jeff Bousquet, JRB Image over on or what's it? That's the website, right? jrbimage.com.
It is, yeah.
And then we have the man, the myth, the legend, Christopher Chavez has returned to us of 716 The Sound.
Talk about shitbags. Talk about somebody that skips out on an episode.
on a episode. And then take A out of there. Let's plural.
And then is as unprepared as you.
Oh, man.
No, it's been busy, man. This has been a busy month. And I feel like it's because, like, the frost is finally thawing, right? And, like, we're starting to go, oh, we can go outside. The sun is nice. Or... I mean, we had a few nice sunny days, but the past couple days...
I was just saying, I haven't been outside since I got back from fucking Montreal.
It got miserable here.
My heat is on right now, dude.
Yeah.
My heat is on again. Like, what is going on?
It was chilly the past 2 days and rainy here as well. But before that, we had some nice stretch of sun and warmth, and I was like, oh, this is what's coming, huh?
Our first day in Montreal, it was fucking gorgeous. It was a little muggy, but it was gorgeous.
Yeah, the weather was a bummer this year. It's historically been the past like several years was always really nice, and this year it was we got a little bit nice that first day, but then Saturday and Sunday were just miserable weather-wise. But we had fun anyway.
Well, yeah, we had a blast. I had a blast. Walking to breakfast on Saturday morning was tough. We had rain coming down, and it was coming down a hill at us too.
Trev was so excited about this umbrella he bought, and
it was a piece of shit. Jeff was
like, I'm gonna bring an umbrella. I'm gonna buy an umbrella, and I was like, okay. And then he did, and he used it, and it didn't work.
I threw it away when we left the hotel. It was in the.
That's amazing.
Yeah, Jeff had to use a hairdryer to dry out his shoes because it was so much. It was like it was just we had to walk up a hill, so like all the water. It was like torrential downpour, but all the water running down the hill hit us like.
Yeah, waterfall.
Those crepes were fucking delicious.
It was good. It was the best food I had since the whole time we were there because we had to work so hard to get
Those
it.
espresso drinks were those lattes were hit the spot. We had to wait like an hour, but drenched and fucking cold and miserable.
Yeah.
But it was good. It was worth it.
Yeah.
Jeff, I heard some of Trev's experience on Chopping It Up. We recorded a couple days ago, and it'll be out in a couple weeks on the Patreon. But for you, what was some of the highlights at Pooza this year? Like, what were some of the acts or artists?
Oh, we didn't do. I didn't tell you any bands. I just told you all the weird shit that happened, like the lady in the
highlights
foyer.
for me every year are always the best things about a fest like that. Number one, it's like, yes, it's the music, and it's like the music is the reason everybody's there, but it's not even the music. It's just hanging with buds and like people that you get to see that you don't see because they're in bands or they're from different parts of the country, and they're all friends that I've made through music, through tours, through, when they've come to Boston or whatever. And so like, that's the best part of those fests is like just getting to hang out with people and see people. But we had a great cohort up there from Boston this year. So the band Cape Crush played, the band Little Low played, Oh the Humanity played, Megan from Work played. So
A Day Without Love played.
and A Day Without Love. Yep, A Day Without Love. I caught him and his set at this like little cafe that they had it at. That was really, really cool. And then it just always like I never walk away from one of those without at least a handful of like new bands that I've seen or gotten into. That's how I got into the Iron Roses. That's how I got into.
I forgot they were at Pooza.
Dead
That's
Broke.
right.
It's
Yeah.
like the best way to discover stuff. So I have a whole list. The band Dig It Up was incredible. FOMO, they're from Montreal. They got back together recently apparently, and they killed it. Trev and I got to see. Well, I don't know, Trev. Did you catch Fat Heaven's set?
I didn't. No, that was mid panic attack while I was trying to read French.
I'm sorry. Fat Heaven, who I had brought to the show. I got to see some of their set. That was fantastic. And 40 Reps.
40
On the
Reps.
show, so that was really fun. Worse Off was really good. The band Oceanator was really good. I have a whole list there on my phone. So yeah, we
That's awesome.
It's
Dude.
always
Sounds
fun.
like you had a killer time.
I think Jeff and I are going to do like a Pooza recap.
I got to see Chad Price from Drag the River play. I didn't catch I caught like 85% of his set, and then I had to jump to something else. But hadn't seen him play in a little bit. And Drag the River is one of the first bands I discovered at the first Pooza, either the first or second Pooza Fest I went to on that outdoor stage back then, and was like blown away. Like loved that band. So yeah, it was a good time.
Nice, dude. Nice. I'm gonna have to get you next year for sure.
It'll be awesome.
My first year
come
hearing
with
of
us.
it. Like I'd never heard of Pooza Fest before until this year, till you mentioned it, and I was just like, "What the hell's a Pooza Fest?"
It might be even a closer. I mean, it's probably a closer drive for you. How is it from Buffalo to
hell
Montreal?
yeah, it's about 6 hours.
Oh, all right. Yeah,
It's about the
'cause you're way
same.
further. You're a lot further west, so
Yeah.
probably about the same as us. But we'll meet you there. and then-
Oh hell yeah, that'd be awesome.
We'll get a bigger suite. We'll get a bigger suite next time.
Or like 2 adjoining rooms.
Yeah.
Or
There you
something
go.
like that.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be cool. That'll be cool. How was my snoring? I never had a chance to ask you. Did I wake you up?
Never even heard it.
Ah, success.
The broken air conditioner was way louder than you were, Trev.
And the stupid vacuum vent that was
Trev
sucking.
and I took it a half an hour to figure out how to get the air conditioner to come on, and then in the middle of the night, I was covered in icicles. It was like freezing cold in that room, and I was like, "This is wrong." But I felt so bad because Trev's room was so hot, and the only way to get air from the main part of the hotel room to Trev's room
Yeah.
was through like
A vacuum vent.
a fan like that just had two vents on it that sucks air from like
Amazing.
the main part to his room. So I was just like, I can't shut it off. He's gonna be so hot in there. I was like freezing cold on the couch.
Oh man.
Yeah, it was interesting. It was, I would go back to that hotel just because of the location. It was
It
like
was a nice one. Yeah. But luckily there's like a ton of hotels all right around there. There's the Best Western, a Courtyard Marriott. There's like a ton. So
You got DoubleTree out there? Because I need my cookies, bro.
I know. Yeah.
I need my warm chocolate chip cookies. Would you
Jeff,
got
if
all
we
the
went
big
with
ones.
Chris, he'd be the one waking us up in the mornings. Like, let's go. It's breakfast time. Like, yeah. Jeff and
I stayed at a hotel over there one year that was decent in that area too. It might have even, maybe it was even the same one. I don't even remember at this point, but
yeah.
I like to, when I do that, I plan ahead. Like, I talk about it ahead of time. Like, yo, are we getting up? Because if not, I will get up, but I'll go get breakfast on my own, or I'll go and walk around and get something to eat down in the lobby real quick. You know what I mean?
yeah.
They looked like they had a good breakfast. We just missed it every time.
Slept too late. Yeah. I never get up early enough for those damn hotel breakfasts.
Well, not if you're not at shows and doing shit all night. No way.
Yeah,
dude.
not till 2 in the morning.
Hell no.
Yeah.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, and then I started reading that book, and I was up for like an extra 2 hours every night reading that book. So I finished that today, Jeff. The Micah Schnabel book.
Congratulations.
It was really good. Really good. It fucking broke my heart. I knew it was coming.
It's the one I'm working on.
It broke my heart, that goddamn book. But it was good. It was good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was a good time, man. It was a good time.
Cool.
Chris, you should definitely come next year.
Yeah, I'm down, man.
Maybe we can do something next year. You know, it'll be cool. I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah,
we will.
They
We
had
will
some live
definitely.
podcast airings and stuff there, so like maybe we could do a roundtable or.
That's what Trev was saying, dude. Yeah.
Get you in touch with Guillaume.
Yeah, I got to get his email from you. Yeah, because I'm going to have him on the show too. So, can you send me his Bandcamp too?
Absolutely.
All right, cool.
Lost Love, his band Lost Love was so great. They're on a hiatus now for a while, but
What did his band was like? What was his band this weekend?
So now he's doing a solo project like Guillaume and the Bamboo Bones.
Yeah, that's
But,
right. Yeah.
But his band was Lost Love, and we were homies. AMR was homies with them, and
When you go and see these bands, were they telling you where they're, because they're from all over, right? Not just New England bands heading out that way.
Yeah.
of course, yeah.
So I'm wondering if there's anyone from this area out there.
Oh,
that
they're
went to
definitely
it.
Yeah.
they're
It
definitely.
was definitely.
Oh man.
Yeah, it was a good time, man. I'm sure there had to have been Buffalo people there, you know?
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Yeah, there's people from all over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
I got drunk the last day. I got drunk like in the afternoon. I went and got lunch and was
you
just,
do.
and I had a few extra beers. So I ended up taking a quick nap in between sets.
Nice.
Yeah.
Got ramen on the last day. And
Yeah, you did.
Oh,
You were excited about it too. You're like, I'm going to find ramen.
stoked about that ramen.
Nice.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, we are here. We are here to talk about Bandcamp recommendations or music recommendations for you for June of 2025. This month, our Eggs Factor was chosen by Chris. We just had him choose because he hasn't been here in a month, and I think it was because none of his stuff was getting picked. So, so we let him choose.
Boycott. Screw it.
We let him choose, and he chose Egg Punk. And we'll get into what that is a little bit later.
I did not know what it was.
Hey, but before we go into our local picks, I kind of want to talk real quick. Like I said, this episode's going to be a little bit different. We're going to just talk about our own picks, and then we're going to talk about some of our favorites from the past years of the Turntable. But before we do that, coincidentally enough, I got an email today from Bandcamp. And they're
Cease and desist.
no, they're starting a new. So Bandcamp, one of the features that came out last year was you can make a playlist for yourself on your account. But it was just on the mobile app. You could just do it through the mobile app. Well, it looks like they're expanding that, and it's called playlists. They're calling it playlists, and it's a new way to create and share playlists with other people. So you create
Share,
yeah.
nice.
So you're gonna be able to create a mixtape through your library, and then you'll be able to it'll be able to be shareable, so people can come in. I don't know if you guys ever got an email that says, "Hey, blah blah blah, I just gave you a fist bump because they went through your Bandcamp to find a record that they liked and they bought."
That's cool.
Yeah.
I never got that. Yeah.
So, yep. So basically what it is craft a mix from the music you've purchased on Bandcamp, add a title and an image, share it with friends or strangers from the internet. It's like a mixtape, but digital, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, it's pretty cool. That's something that when I went to Spotify years ago, that was like the thing I liked the most was so you could share your playlist. So I'm glad that Bandcamp's getting with the times a little bit. And,
So can we share them already? Like the The ones that you currently have. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I don't work there, Chris. I'm just reading the email.
Let me see.
So I don't think it's there yet. It might not be there yet. It's still in beta testing. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There's no option to share yet.
No, I have a
Okay.
Okay. I just
That's
clicked
cool.
on the
That's
link.
pretty cool.
Maybe they're asking me to beta test. Maybe that's why. I don't know. All right. Well, let's take a quick break. We come back. We're going to get into our local picks. We'll be right back.
What the fuck is up? It's your boy, Squally Green Thumb, and I'm here to update you on my monthly charity EPs. That's right, every month in the year of our Lord 2025, I'll be releasing a new EP of music in a different genre of music for a different charity. Every month, I am out of my fucking mind. Last month, I put out the Fake Pop EP, and that was for the 988 suicide hotline, and we raised about $40 for them. This month, I will be tackling the most obnoxious genre in the history of music, acoustic cover songs. Yeah, if you cringed when I referred to acoustic cover songs as a genre, I'm right there with you, buddy. Drives me nuts when I'm like talking about music with people. I'm like, oh, what's your favorite type of music? And they say acoustic covers. But here's the deal. I've been playing acoustic guitar in front of people for a very long time. And throughout those years, I've picked up a few covers, songs that I just, liked, listened to a lot when I was a kid, and I was like, this would be cool. And some of them, I feel like I do pretty well. And so I keep them in my back pocket for instances such as this where, sometimes I'm working on an EP, I don't have enough songs, I'll throw a cover on there. Or, like this month, life kind of gotten away from me quite a bit. Started a new job, working weird hours for me, so I've been trying to figure out how to fit songwriting into it, and I just didn't pull it off this month. So here we go, covers. I did this in 2020 when I did the same monthly charity EP thing, and I called the EP Gateway Drug, which is what I had been planning on calling my covers record ever since probably like my second week of playing music out and about. I was like, yeah, dude, get it? Because like it's what inspired me, and I'm like the weed guy, and so it's like my gateway drug. You get it? So here's Gateway Drug 2. And yeah, it's got songs, you might know them, you probably do, if you listen to WBCN in like 96, 97, or were just like alive in the 90s, you probably heard them. Yeah, that's all I got to say about the music. The charity is going to be the Boston Allegiance of LGBTQ plus youth, also known as Bagley. They do good work, and it's Pride Month, so let's fucking support the queers. You can do it through my music, you can do it through all sorts of ways, but don't do it through Target. I don't know if you got the memo, but we're still fucking mad at them. Anyway, enjoy.
You can find all of Squally Green Thumb's music at weedaboo.bandcamp.com. That's right, weedaboo.bandcamp.com.
And we're back with our local picks for June of 2025. Like I said, this is like a hybrid style of an episode this month, so we're each just going to run through ours. I'll start first since I'm already talking. All right, so this also was one of my favorite bands I got to see at Pooza. Straight out of Massachusetts. Are they Boston or Worcester? Little low.
Little low.
Little low. Boston. Okay. Yeah. I thought I heard her say Worcester at one point.
I think if you talk to Mike, he'll be adamant about telling you that he's from the South Shore, because he said that. He has said that on stage. The South Shore. Yeah. It's better than the North Shore. Yeah. Which, like, I live on the North Shore, and I kind of agree. The South Shore is better. It's just farther away, but,
Well, not if you're living there.
And I grew up I also grew up south of the city, so I am biased as well.
All right, so out of Boston, Massachusetts, we have Little Low. The album is called Sunshine Guilt. I have a question for the both of you. Is pop punk and emo the same?
No.
Nope.
Okay, so is there a
Apparently
pop?
people think Linkin Park is emo nowadays. I don't know what these kids are talking about. And some of these reels, some of these reels are like looping like emo, and they're like they're lumping together bands that do not belong together.
So is Little Low like pop emo? Is that a thing?
I would find it pop punk.
I'd call it pop punk.
Yeah, pop punk. All right, it definitely has an emo tag down here too. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah,
So,
pop punk and emo are similar.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the kids adopt the emo phrasing because it's more about like that hard on your sleeve kind of,
I got you.
delivery of
Yeah.
how they're singing or
Hey.
putting out their
The Cure is emo, if you ask me.
well,
Yeah, the Cure would be like an overlap between like goth,
beginning
Goth emo, yeah.
and grunge and emo,
That-
and then like
Gemo.
you could.
It could be
I've always said,
Gemo.
like, I've always said like Radiohead was emo before emo existed in a way. Like,
I can hear.
Radiohead was like the 90s
Sure.
alt rock version of emo, but like Blink-182 is pop punk. They're not emo.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people that would argue My Chemical Romance was pop punk. They're not emo. Alkaline Trio's pop punk. They're not emo. I don't know. I don't know where the line is drawn, but I know.
Yeah.
My Chem was different. My Chem had a little bit of a rougher edge with their first album.
Right.
I always
it was
confused.
more, I always had them as that black leather motorcycle punk emo feel. You know what I mean?
I always confused My Chemical Romance and Fatboy Slim because I don't know. I couldn't tell you which one's which. I couldn't tell you which one's which.
They're not even.
I couldn't tell you who's who. I don't know. Did they come out at the same time or something? There's a reason. Why. I don't. There's got to be a reason.
No.
Fatboy Slim's music video for "Weapon of Choice" is one of my all-time favorites.
Is that the Christopher Walken one?
Yes.
All right, so that's how I can tell the difference.
It's a
Yeah.
Fantastic
Yeah.
music
Yeah.
video. It's
It's
incredible.
one of the best, dude. One of the best.
All right, so back to Little Low, Sunshine Guilt. This is like a pop punky album. They're super tight. They're super tight in the studio and live. I saw them live. They play like they're perfectly in sync live as well.
Incredible.
Really like kind of like summertime vibes to this one. I feel. It was awesome to see them perform live, and the album is awesome too. I do plan on having them on the podcast at some point, so we can get into that more then. But if you're looking for a I guess a pop punk summer album, check out Sunshine Guilt by Little Low. There we go.
Yeah. Femme fronted, yeah. Female voice.
Woman fronted.
Yes,
Yep.
absolutely.
Woman-fronted.
And they fucking slay.
Yeah.
I love this record. I will say a little bit because I've listened to this record. Gloucester is my favorite track off this record. They're tight as fuck. They're all like extremely talented musicians. And we got to see them at Pooza. They
We got to hang out. We got to hang out with them. We got to see them play. Yeah.
The smaller stage at Foof's, which is the main venue there, and but just all the good vibes for going into summer and wanting to sing your heart out and like be sad but be happy at the same time.
I actually met Christine the Thursday night before we left at Faces for the show that was there. So
Yeah, I had a chance to listen. I really enjoyed it. It reminds me of there's a band out of Baltimore called Pink Shift. This is who they remind me of them. It kind of has the same sound, that kind of pop punky, but very not really Riot Girl, but a little bit of that edge in the voice too. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
cool.
it's definitely a punk.
I like the energy. Definitely has that like you said, summer energy.
It definitely has a punkier than pop. You know?
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah. Cool, Chris. What about your local?
Yeah, we'll go from your little to my little, right? My local is a band called Little Liar out of Buffalo, New York. We've had them on the show before when they had one of their singles out before they put out their second EP. And this second EP dropped, man. And I got to tell you, for me, I absolutely really, really love this band. I enjoy them a lot. I think they are one of the more like tighter bands in our area. Extremely talented. if you're into like that kind of throwback to 90s alternative rock, a little bit of grunge, but then it's also got that flavor of 90s rock when you could hear the influence of hair metal still kind of in there as well. That's what this band is. This band is a straight rock and roll band. This is not a punk band. This is if you're going to a show to see like blistering guitar solos and like that kind of raspy, lead vocals of the 80s, 90s. This is definitely the EP for you. It's the EP called Smoke and Mirrors. 5 songs, and for me, they're just all killer. The first song, there's a song called Killjoy. It's the first song on here. That one gives me total like 80s hair metal vibes with the guitar work on that. Hold Me Under is another great song on this album that's just rips. And then this song at the end, Taste of Love, really reminds me of like Velvet Revolver meets Alice in Chains feel. It's just got such a hard, grungy, sound to it. Huge fan. It dropped in April, and I've listened to this so much since. And I've definitely featured a few of these songs on Struggling Artist Radio.
I'm bummed I haven't had a chance to check this one out yet. I have heard them before.
To hear what
though.
you think, dude.
Yeah, you
hear what you think on this.
I don't know if you brought them to this before or you just sent me their stuff, but yeah, I've actually talked with them too. A couple, like they're gonna have.
I think I sent you their first EP. First EP they had.
Yeah. So, but I will get a chance to check it. You're right. They hit this that hard rock kind of vibe, man.
Yeah, if you dig them, dude, definitely have them on the show. They're looking to really get their names out there more so that they can do some, wider touring as well. So they just did their first little mini tour, and it took them down into, I think, the Carolinas and out to Ohio and Michigan and then back. So
nice.
They're looking to do more of that, I know for sure.
Cool.
Yeah, so my local was I also feel like it was a little bit low hanging fruit, but I'm actually playing a show this Saturday. By the time this airs, it'll have already happened. But I played a show with the artist Radiator King, who is originally from here in Boston. So I used him as a local. I felt like he counted as a local, even though he hails currently from Brooklyn, I believe. And I'm very excited for this show because I checked out this recent single he had because we were running late this month, and so I grabbed a single, and it's called Ghost of Elvis, and it's basically I hear big Gaslight Anthem, Brian Fallon, Dave Hawes similarities on this particular track. It's got that sort of Americana punk, like punk tinged Americana rock and roll, East Coast Springsteen-esque kind of vibe to it, to me. It leans a little bit into the kind of mellow ballady sort of world. And it's kind of a, kind of got that like vintage, radio inspired vibes, kind of the way that a lot of musicians like Brian Fallon and Mercy Union and Jared Hart and Sammy Kaye, kind of write. So that was what this kind of reminded me of a little bit, and it's a great track, and I'm super excited to see him play live on this coming Saturday. So
it was an amazing show. Jeff killed it.
Yeah, I never know what to do with this. By the time this airs, it was a great show. It was very fun to see him live.
Thanks everyone who showed up. Right on, man. Right on. Well, again, I didn't like. We're running a hybrid. I didn't get a chance to check this out either. So
we partied too hard and we slept all week.
Yeah. That's what it is. Old man Trev, fucking 4 days of shows in a row, and that was all I could handle. So, you guys want to take a break? We'll come back and hit our eggs factor.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be right back. And we're back with our Eggs Factors for June of 2025. I'm having a blast saying eggs factors.
I'm going to put it in text.
It's it's kind of like with like when we had the pirate one and when I was like, "Our mateys," when we killed. You gotta
you're like, "Hey, we're back, you dumbasses," or something. I was like, "You should say bastards." Like, "What's up, my little bastards? We're back."
And it didn't work. It didn't go over well. Yeah.
You were like, "What's up, you bastards?"
I said it with too much aggression.
That's amazing.
We did an episode of a little sidebar. An episode of, was it lists? Yeah, and I was like, "This is lists," and he was like, "What? That's it?" I was like, "Well," I was like, "This is lists." And I try to keep it up, keep it changing. I don't know. So anyway, so we let Chris pick the criteria for this month, and he gave it to us. It was like last week, right?
It was a couple weeks ago.
Oh, was it? Yeah. And he said egg punk, and I sent him a text directly, and I said, "What is that?" And he said, "It's a genre of punk rock." And I was like, "Thanks."
And then I asked Trev the same thing like 2 weeks later because I was like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah.
So I was
egg punk.
I just had done an interview with Brand Shalia of Steak and Cake Records, and he and another musician from the area, guitarist John Toole, he's in like 3 million bands. They have a project that I brought to the show before. I brought Ismatic Guru.
Yes.
And it's
Very
really
good.
just funky and like these quirky sounds and like the vocals, the delivery is crazy, and that's egg punk. And when we were talking, he had just been in the studio. We were talking about egg punk. So that's why it was fresh on my brain. I didn't realize there was a spectrum of egg punk, honestly. I was really expecting to go in searching for more egg punk and coming away with more Ismatic Guru style stuff. And I realized there was all different kinds of flavors of egg punk. So it's going to be interesting to see what we get into today.
Yeah.
Also known as Devo Core.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes. So I type into Google what is egg punk, and it gives you like an AI overview.
I hate it.
And egg punk is a subgenre of punk rock that blends the energy of hardcore punk with the weirdness and experimentation of bands like Devo. It also incorporates synths, distortion, and generally less serious, more playful approach to punk.
Weird
Like fuzzy
jangly
lo-fi.
guitars,
Yeah.
lo-fi sound,
yeah.
DIY aesthetic.
Egg punk is known for its jumpy nature, less hardcore approach, and willingness to incorporate synth elements and distortion. Some sources refer to egg punk as new punk or chain punk. These terms often distinguish themselves from hardcore punk, but pushing the boundaries of the genre while maintaining its core energy. Egg punk embraces a lo-fi DIY aesthetic, often associated with cassette releases. And okay, cool. All right, well there we go.
Lo-fi lends itself to tape really well, and also like the scratchy vocals, and it's also got that frenetic, manic, like kind of wild thing. And I also think I always associate it with like Halloween vibes too, a little bit, because
It's got a spooky sound to it, for sure.
The like wavery kind of tremolo vocals and stuff.
Yeah.
There's almost like a silliness there, like a humor,
Hell yeah.
a monster mash humor there. You know?
Yeah.
So, all right, let's get into this. Chris, this was your pick. You kick it off.
I'll kick it off. I went searching. I went on Bandcamp and just looked through the catalog of egg punk tags and came across a band I hadn't heard of. I started listening to it and I said, I like this band, and I like it because it does have elements of egg punk, but it also has a lot of the elements of noise rock, noise punk that is a big thing too, and big time remind me of a band that I absolutely love out of Chicago, and I know Trev loves this band so much as well. It's a band called Meatwave.
Hey!
This band reminds me of Meatwave. They have a sound. They have that sound, man. They have that Meatwave sound. And this band's out of Boston, though. This one's called Thought Partner. The album's called When Your Money Fails. I love the sound. So as soon as I heard this, I was like, oh yeah, this is egg punk. And then later on, you'll hear certain songs in this album where there's definitely elements of egg punk. There's this weird, jangly weirdness to some of the music and certain areas, but a lot of what you get here is straightforward, like just absolutely like percussive kind of like echoing drums and vocals, right? It's got that echo effect on the vocals too, that really kind of lends to that.
Like
you know who it reminds me of Miracle Blood too. That kind of like like what do you call it? The carnival barker, right? Like that kind of thing happening. I'm a fan of this. I think this is a great album from beginning to end. It's 9 tracks. And each one is just killer, back to back, all the way down to the last track. But again, like I said, a lot of it is just because it's got this driving, straightforward, loud in your face feel to it, which is then punctuated throughout with these weird kind of off timing little things that happen, little frenetic things that happen. It's a good time. This is egg punk.
This is egg punk. I like that.
I love the cover. I love the album cover.
The donuts.
A box of donuts that has been discarded on the street apparently appears to have been just thrown, and
a bunch of donut holes.
Nice.
And a donut.
So I too went to Bandcamp to see what was going on with this, and I happened to pick the first one I saw, and they had a steel pedal guitar in the picture, so I was like, I'm going with this. And, and then I listened to it, and I was very excited. I was very excited that I actually liked it. So the band is called Twisted Teens. It's a self-titled album. I don't know where they're from, but the label that put this out for them on Bandcamp is out of New Orleans. So if you look it up, like there's like, you're going to get the labels page. You know what I mean? So this thing kicks off with like a really lo-fi, almost like country sounding in parts, music with like a real raspy, almost like a Lemmy kind of vocals. I was totally into this, man, from start to finish. It's just a good like, I don't know, collage of musical instruments going on with it. Again, I guess it fits that egg punk thing because there's like this country element to it. So that's why I went with it.
Yeah, I was, so as I mentioned earlier, I was pleasantly introduced to this genre. We were all like, wait, what is this? What is this again? But then I was listening to it and I was like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, this is what this is. We've brought this before. I just didn't quite hone in on the fact that it was called egg punk or that was a word used to describe it. I'd call it fuzzy, lo-fi, manic, punk rock, or even sometimes just rock, but like, it has, the sort of frenetic, fuzzy, at times like almost like hyper surfy kind of vibes. And I feel like it really is just in a similar vein as some bands we brought before to the show, such as Black Beach and Monster. Such as Black Beach and Miracle Blood and the Freaks, which all three of those bands I think are examples of examples of a genre that's like takes the egg punk core and then goes heavier. Egg punk in general, from what we've brought, the 3 picks that we brought to this episode are not quite as heavy as bands like Miracle Blood or the Freaks, but it's got that same energy behind it, and I really liked it. So my X Factor pick that I found was a band called Decimal. They're from Champaign, Illinois, and the name of this particular record is I've Heard of Egg Punk, but This Is Ridiculous. Brackets, the singles. So it's a collection of 4 singles that maybe didn't fit somewhere else. I don't know the whole story, but it's got the insert for the cassette tape up on the Bandcamp as the artwork. You can kind of tell it's like a J card that goes in this. It goes in the cassette, and yeah, I like this. I think it's fun. I think this is. To me, this is like the almost kind of the best music sometimes to have on at like a party, like a house party. This type of music makes me think of like a house party. It just makes me think of a house party where everyone's like not taking anything too seriously. There's like music on in the background. People are like having drinks. you know, you've got some maybe like a Halloween party, or you've got like some like chill vibes going on, and it's got that scratchy, just kind of like I don't know. There's something nostalgic there, for sure, and it's just kind of fun. So,
right on. All right, well, we're gonna take a quick break. We come back. We're gonna hammer out real quick some of our favorites of the past Turntable episodes. So we'll be right back. All right, and we're back, and we're here to throw some of our favorites of that we've discovered on the Bandcamp. Mainly because this is the 350th episode, right? So, yeah,
to do.
We'll just, you know what? I'm just going to ramble off my list, and then we can just, everyone rambles off their list instead of going like 1.
Cool.
One of my first ones, December of 2023, Jeff brought Clowns, and the album was called Endless. Fucking fantastic album, like hardcore punk stuff. Definitely check that one out. And then I brought one, Smilo and the Ghosts for Ghost Riders, from Erie, Pennsylvania. That was in November of 2023. A lot of these are in November, like in 2023, I feel like. Oh, let me see if I can find some. Let me find some other ones real quick. Well, I know the Iron Roses was definitely one of them that Jeff, I don't remember if I brought it or if Jeff brought it, but I know Jeff is the reason why I discovered the Iron Roses from Puza. So
I think I brought it.
Yeah.
It was after Fest.
Yeah. And another one too, Jeff. And this was in 2022. It was on the best of 2022 list. You brought Homefront. Think of the Lie. Blew me away with that one. had a little more synth vibe to it than their last one, but yeah, it was an absolutely fucking banger of an album, for sure. And then let me see, I got one more here. Where was it? It was, oh, come on, Trev. I had my list up. I can't find it. I know someone else go.
All right, I'll go.
Here it is. Hold on, sorry. Mad Alive brought this one, and I had the pleasure of seeing them at Puza. This is like one of my favorite bands. I will say, like, I don't typically sing along at shows, but I sang along to these guys. 40 Reps, Heads Up, out of Richmond, Virginia.
Hell yeah.
So fucking good.
Slayed.
Yeah, they were so good. I sat there and just sang to every song. This was it was incredible. The vibe they give off too. Like, it was just like, yeah, I dug that a lot. So
That's awesome.
there we go. Those are mine.
All right, I'll kick it off. I'm going to open mine with Curse Words. It was The Cursed of Times. Just killer album, dude. I remember when you first brought this, and I would just remember playing it nonstop, and it was one of the ones that stuck out to me. Next up, Thou Merciless Graves, Something in the Water. I love this. I absolutely loved it. I talked about it when we talked about it on the show, that I just love the whole vibe, the feeling, like you just are immersed in a world, right? And I love it. I absolutely love it. It's got such a great the music's great, vocals are great, it's so good. Next up, Miracle Blood, Melter. Ice cream cone, melting skull on an ice cream cone, dude. I mean, just that black album cover with that on it looks awesome, and the music was just so killer. My first introduction to the band Miracle Blood, and that made me a fan, man. Absolutely loved it. Loved their follow up as well. Next up, KCUF 100 Poses. I can't say enough how much I absolutely love this album from beginning to end. When it first came out, man, it was something I listened to nonstop. Like, seriously, it was ridiculous. I probably listened to it 4 or 5 times a day, not even just a week. It was a day. So yeah, KCUF 100 Poses, and then my number one for so far. Is because it's more fresh on my memory as well, is Coffin Salesman, Dream of Fire. Just a killer album. You know, when I heard they were putting out an album, it was a much anticipated album for me. And and then it didn't disappoint. It's just so killer. It's so good. It's so full of emotion, and it's so full of raw energy. It's just such a good album, dude. So those are my 5. And then I do have a few honorable mentions I'll throw out there. Danny Carney, Chainsaw Symphony, 10 Beer Queer was a killer release. Also, Keep Flying put out their album last year, Daylight, their EP. And then On the Cinder also put out their album, Smells Like American Spirit. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah, hell yeah. All those were...
the single, not the album, the single, when we covered the single.
Yeah, I we've had so many just incredible albums. I think it would be impossible to narrow it down to 5 or even 10, of course.
Right.
I think we're always pouring over stuff. I was thinking about this over the weekend, and I was talking to a friend. It's one of my picks, who I'm gonna mention in a moment, Black Eye Fox, which his name is Ian, who I had the pleasure of getting to hang out with a little bit over the weekend. We have a mutual friend, and I was telling him how we are a podcast that loves to critique records, but we're the most timid of critiques in a way. We always try to find the positive things to say about records, and even if there's things we don't like, we try to find something we do like about it. But so yeah, my absolute top 5 from all of the episodes we've done in so far. My number 5 would be Toterfish or Totterfish.
Yeah.
They're the pirate metal band that Trev brought. I believe the record Trev brought for that episode was Yemaya. Yemaya.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how you pronounce it, but this was just incredible. It was like exactly what you think it is, exactly what you picture it is, and when you listen to them playing, you're like, I really hope they perform on stage with those costumes, and in fact, they do. So that was fantastic. My number 4 was Homefront's Games of Power. Just cannot describe how much I'm so excited to see this band. I can't wait until I get a chance to see them. They are mixing hardcore and 80s synth rock, gothy, Cure style stuff that we love. Number 3 was our collective discovery of Dream Kid through I think Instagram.
Yeah.
When we discovered that he posts these incredible videos where he'll be like, it's 1982 and you just escaped from the evil corporation and you're driving away with your girlfriend in the car or whatever. And like, he'll do all these short
while
reels,
breaking up, like
or he'll be like, or it's 1986 and like your girlfriend just broke up with you at prom and you're like whatever. And he
and your best friend who was always there.
Yeah, he's incredible. He nails it. He gets it right on that, like nails it. Hits a nail on the head with the soundtrack-esque 80s music. I hope somebody used one of his songs in the next upcoming final season of Stranger Things, because he should be in something like
hell
that.
Yeah.
His last album the music was featured in Terrifier 3.
Yes.
Yeah. It's very cinematic. It's very quintessential 80s like pop rock, and we all love it. And he combines it with like emo vocals too, like kind of almost like that pop punk emo vocal style. Number 2 for me was the Iron Roses self-titled record, which I fell in love with after seeing them at Fest 2 years ago. And Trev had them on the show. They're like an incredible band, representing the queer community out there and punk rock in every way. And my number 1 for all time in all the episodes we've done was Pigeon Pit's Feather River Canyon Blues. Love.
We miss you, Michael. Right? Didn't Mike bring them?
Yeah, Mike brought that band. They are a trans-fronted and trans-representative folk punk band. Absolutely incredible in every way, and I had the pleasure of seeing them both at Faces a couple of years ago, and then at Pooza Fest last year as well.
Oh wow!
In the small Pooza venue, and got to catch up with them again. So they're incredible. My honorable mentions, I tacked on 4 more. Black Eye Fox, who I just mentioned, Ian. He's an awesome dude. Had a great time getting to know him a little bit over Pooza this year. His music is theatrical punk rock is the best way I can describe it. It's spanning a lot of different genres, and let's just say all I'll say is I heard a little sneak peek of some stuff that's coming soon from him, and it's way different and quite a bit heavier, and you guys are all in for an absolute treat. It's gonna be awesome. I'm stoked about it. Mercy Ruin is another honorable mention who I got to play with last summer. Got to meet those guys, super nice guys. Dark synthy Cure type stuff. Coma Hole, who we had on. It's got like that sludgy, like stoner metal vibes.
Out of Westerly, Rhode Island, of all places.
Yeah, that was awesome. Love Coma Hole. And finally, Nervosa, which was a Brazilian metal band. Heavy as fuck. I believe all members are all women members in that band, and they just blew my fucking mind. Loved that shit. Check out Nervosa if you like heavy stuff. So yeah,
Nice.
That's my top 5 and my 4 honorable mentions.
It's awesome. It's awesome.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So all right, do we want to do real quick for July? Let's just pick our stuff for the poll. We can get it done now.
Hot dogs.
Hot dog.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, I was going to say, will Kielbasa work? Remember Kielbasa? Jeff, didn't you bring a band called Kielbasa or something like that?
I may have.
Amazing.
So.
Plants.
Do you really want to do hot
Beach.
Beach? Plants, beach, and heat. How about that?
4th of July.
Yeah. No, so it should be hot dogs. It should be plants, beach, and hot dogs.
Heat, plants.
All right. Heat, plants, and beach.
Beach. All right. These will be on the poll. You guys vote, and you have 24 hours to vote, and then I just pick it from there. So unless there's a tie, and then we'll hit the polls one more time. But
Cool.
yeah. All right. That's it. This was a quick but fun episode. To the 350th episode of the Struggling Artist Podcast. Thank you everybody who listens and keeps me here. Like I always say, without listeners, would you hear the podcast fall in the woods? No, you wouldn't. So.
Yeah. And make sure we're thanking our patrons also, man. If you're not a patron, head over to Patreon, Struggling Artist Patreon. Give us a follow. There's all different kinds of shows on there that are not just Struggling Artist and
not even music. Some of them aren't even music.
There's more to come.
There's some new stuff we're going to be heading out over there. And yeah. And so that's patreon.com/podcast TSA.
Yeah.
Make sure you check out Jeff Bousquet on Bandcamp. Buy his music.
Yeah. jrbimage.com for some photography and video work that I do. And yeah.
Hire him. Hire Jeff for your work.
Hire him. And then make sure you're listening to 716 The Sound, wherever you listen to podcasts, if you need more Chris Chavez, because he's not here enough anymore. So
bringing you the music of Western New York.
Yeah. All right. I guess that's it. Guys, I love you both. I'm happy we got a chance to do this and celebrate 350 episodes of the Struggling Artist Podcast.
Hell yeah. Love you guys too, man. 350.
Well, we'll see you.